some gray.
Yes, I am aware. Let me know if it disappears. It should disappear now. Is it gone?
Yes.
It's gone. Excellent. Hello, viewers of the world. This is our very first Berkeley Slam rewatches, in which we rewatch a stream. And today we are watching the legendary Pages Matam feature.
Legend!
Yes. We are joined to us by several performers from that night, including Pages himself.
Yes.
Hello, Pages.
What up, what up, what up? How y'all doing? It's very,
I think we're doing fine. I mean, how are you doing?
I'm great. I am, it's been a lovely time to be inside. Just making the best of it. Writing when I can, but all the other times I'm playing a lot of Mario Kart and catching up on all the chopped episodes I haven't watched yet. So, but overall though, I'm grateful, blessed. The poetry community is still going, still thriving. All the artist communities, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is finding different ways to still be, you know what I'm saying, in the space, to still be showing love and still be in community, whether it's through Zoom or whether it's through Facebook Live, Instagram Live, Twitter feeds, whatever the case may be, we still here. So right now, y'all are viewing, the Berkeley Slam. Shout out to Bay Poets Unite. Shout out to Berkeley Slam. It was an amazing night. If y'all haven't been to Berkeley Slam, y'all better go out there. Y'all gonna rewatch. Y'all see that beautiful face on your screen right now? Yeah. And that's just how the show starts. You feel me?
Speaking of that beautiful face.
Yeah.
Reggie. Hello.
Hi.
I want to sit on that face.
What? We're in a live stream. Are we live? Are we on the air?
We are live. We are live.
On the air.
That was Tino.
Whoops.
Don't get another stream taken down.
Oh, and we have Nicole. And of course, let us not forget Alex. Hello.
What up, though?
We hear nothing. They might be somewhere else right now. But we shall begin this lovely show with our host, Reggie, who is also here with us watching.
If you hear music in the middle of your poem, that does not mean you'll be giving a 0.0 to 10.0 scale, 0.0 being the worst piece of shit you ever heard in your life. It's like dead puppies.
Anyone here seen dead puppies?
With even deader kittens. And that's like a 3.5. A 10.0 is the best thing you ever heard in your life. Your student loans got paid. Your credit card bill got paid. Your tax return came and you didn't owe shit. Everything that could go right did go right, and you made a little bit of money on it, and that's just an 8.5. Point being, there's not a lot of zeros, there's not a lot of 10s score accordingly. There'll be a sacrificial poet, someone who is not going to be competing, but you're going to score them like they are. Think of it as a calibration. Any poems you like more, score them higher. Any poems you don't like as much, score them lower. Okay, next. Here at the Berkeley Slam, we have this wonderful thing called a mission statement. I'm going to read it for us so we can ground the space in the values that we hold as the organizers of Berkeley Slam. And let's act like this is a poem. If you hear something you like, snap, yell, scream, do something. Oh, thank you. Here at the Berkeley Slam, we challenge the notion that anyone needs to be given a voice, or that anyone, anywhere can be a voice for the voiceless. Regardless of whether you vocalize, people are never voiceless. In reality, they are being overlooked and intentionally ignored. Our top commitment is to provide spaces where persons of any and all genders, sexualities, ethnicities, abilities, and ages can tell their own unique stories. Stories which convey their attitude, their personality, and their character. Special thanks to Voices of Today for informing our mission statement. Give it up for the mission statement. Yes.
I do love that mission statement a lot.
All right, we got our rules, our mission statement.
People think I was reading that super slow.
Here at the Berkeley
I was trying to be dramatic, but I was cross-faded and there were 4 of them bitches there. So like, I had to pick one. It was kind of hard.
The word of the day. We're gonna choose a random word from audience suggestion.
A word of the day.
And if a poet jams that word into their poem, they get an extra point.
I think this is a gimmick.
Judges, don't
I
worry
still
about
think this is
we'll
a gimmick.
factor it in our scorekeeper.
So
who has a weird
what do other folks think?
I don't know, or just like a
Gimmick.
random word that they want to see
I don't know,
poets
snowball into their poem.
I heard kerfuffle. Just yell them out.
Kerfuffle always comes up for some reason.
What? Excoriate? What? Cammy? Camming? Like webcamming? Like what? Euchre? No. What?
Oh God.
I don't know. I can't even say that. That has too many syllables. So that's our word of the day. Can you come up to the mic and tell us what means?
Oh, wow.
Clearly Reggie was hella drunk.
So according to dictionary.com's word of the day,
That's you
which
pages.
is quiddity. Quiddity is the quality that makes a thing what it is, the essential nature of a thing. Quiddity.
This word of the day is
That's a
still
weird ass way of saying that's the thing, but we'll go with it. Quiddity. That's what it is.
Pages, what made you pick this
Can you
word?
write it on this board here? Our word of the day is quiddity, which is something that
turn y'all down a little bit.
a quality that makes something
Basically,
that
I have dictionary.com on my phone, and every day it sends you a word of the day. The app sends you a word of the day.
Quiddadoo,
So
quiddadoo.
quiddity was the word of the day for that day.
Oh,
And
wow.
I also use the word of the day to write poems with. So I try to write a poem a day,
Wait, that's not how things
just as part of just exercising and all like that.
You are so much better than I am.
Man, listen, it's been a bit of a it's a journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you go to the gym, it's hard. Sometimes you go and you're like, you're feeling pumped up. And then sometimes you don't go to the gym because you just like, today ain't the day. So that's why I say I try to use the word of the day every day. It don't happen always.
I like the way you put that though.
We are just joined by Tiana now. Hello, Tiana.
we got Nicole.
Hi.
We got Kalalia.
Hi.
Pages was just explaining to us the word of the day, or how he picked this word of the day.
All right. So now that we have everything settled, are we ready to start the show?
Oh, it looks like the show's about to start.
No, it's not.
Are y'all ready to start the show?
Now it is.
We need our sacrificial poet. Someone to spill the blood. Everybody say spill the blood. Spill the blood. And give it up for your sacrificial poet, Reggie.
Wow. Wow.
I love this part. Multifaceted host.
What the fuck poem did I read?
It's funny because I have an identical twin brother. So I do look like this one other person. I'm stalling while I find this poem.
Reggie, how do you pick your poems?
I have no fucking idea.
Thank you. Okay, I found it. No. Where do you safeguard your mother's legacy when you can't afford to keep the home in your name? Is it the garden, the safe, your own two hands? Mine are full of bones. I have so many bones that the cemetery is full. I have so many bones, I bury skeletons in my pockets. The bodies of loved ones who could not afford to be buried with loved ones tucked into the hem of my pants. My inheritance is a trail of ivory memories, the only thing of value anyone could ever leave me behind. I have betrayed my past to gamble a better future. I trade away my grandmother's femur for a full belly. I exchanged my father's teeth for a roof over my head. The boy that was killed outside the liquor store gave me a finger worth a bottle big enough to mourn the rest of him. And now grief is just another way to gentrify the neighborhood. Look at all this calcium currency I have. I still can't afford to mourn here. They took the gold when they took our homes, so we wear chains made from our own knuckles. I am built on top of my family's corpses in the space between a ghost and the poem that raises the dead. I could pay for rent and my house would still be full of bones. Bones next to the garden. So bones on the counter. Bones underneath my bed and slipped into the air between the blankets and the mattress. Walls so bone white you'd mistake it for a rib. Me so covered in blood I could be the blackest heartbeat. One day I will die and I will only be valued for my absence. My legacy will be a graveyard of all my family's dreams. Fossilized grief in a neighborhood clinging to a semblance of life. My home, a mausoleum of sorts, a museum of bone, picked apart and licked clean. Okay, judges, I need your scores.
The scores clearly don't matter.
I got one score.
So
2 scores.
I'm just gonna lower the volume.
3 scores, 4 scores.
What were you saying, Tino? You were commenting about one of the lines.
I need that 5th score. Okay.
The line about the bones really got to me. Like, what a build up to that big.
Which line about which bones?
I can't see that well, so I need all the scores to be dark-skinned. Like, I need all of the scores to be Idris Elba black.
Oh my God. I must have been fucked up.
Lit. Thank you so much. All right. Audience, let them know how you feel. Keep them up until I read them out. Let them know how you feel. We got a low of a 6.0. Goes up to a 7.0, a 7.3, an 8.
So how do people feel about calibration?
I'm reading a different score.
What are your thoughts?
I promise.
I don't
an 8.1 and a 9.3.
I've never seen a calibration poet get the score they deserve.
Give it up for the poet and not the points. Okay, judges. That was our sacrificial poet. You are now experts in judging poetry.
I wonder who's next.
You got this. You are readily equipped for the rest of the night. Audience, what the fuck was that? I'm not gonna be biased, but totally to be biased, that deserved 10s. But let's be honest. I know it's America and we're all disillusioned with the current democratic process.
Just wait.
But I need you to vote.
Oh, that hurts today.
So what do we do? When we want something to happen, we get loud. So what do you do when you like a score? Okay, but let's be honest. We're all very pissed off millennials. What do we do when we don't like a score?
Are we all Democrats?
No.
Judges, do not
We're not
wait
Republicans
by the audience. I handpicked you because you have a particular set
but
of
I'm
skills
black, which means
necessary to complete the task at hand. I know you. I trust you. I would give you my firstborn son. Audience, I'm not having kids. But you are my family. I need you to make sure that every single poet gets a 10. Judges, follow your heart. Audience, you know what to do. So on deck, we got Tiana.
Oh.
But give maximum love for our first
Tiana.
poet competing in our slam tonight. Give it up for Tino!
Every night I slam, I swear I always pull like the 1 or a 2. I fucking hate it.
Same.
Shit is wackaroni.
Did you say wackaroni?
Brownie.
Yes, absolutely.
You're not gonna disrespect macaroni like that.
Tino.
And the freaking Kraft mac and cheese macaroni, not the home
There we
baked
go.
macaroni.
There we go. But don't forget where you came from.
I hope there are enough bones in my words to hold themselves steady. The San Andreas fault line has prepared them for something of this magnitude. They will shake but never misremember the stomping grounds I blossomed from. They feel like someone else's lifetime ago. Of someone's old Nike strong-arm pitching chords in deep East Oakland. I hope the sun hangs there over those chords and never ages. I hope for a free swim of a time when everyone was under their own ceiling as the children commemorate on their closest corner with a busted fire hydrant and called that a swimming pool. I know the joy back then was enough to fertilize our front lawns and the flowers and the produce in our gardens. I hope whoever is alive between these words is alive because I am a result of their legacy. That they always grant me guidance. Yes, death is always the final route, but that doesn't mean we can't turn stones while we're still alive and pay respect to all the ghosts that come and go. This is still their home too, as much as it is mine. My wish has always been to elicit the desire to live in my writing. There's a lifetime spent worth living here and honoring the dead like it is a duty to fall in the cycle. I am just starting my ancestor work early. My words are duty-ridden, warrior ready. I am not dead on arrival, just always familiar with its presence. I hope these words can make a ghost of me. Hope there are enough bones in my words that I have left when I'm gone, that my body is compost enough to be claimed by soil. Some time ago, I buried my heart under the roots of an oak tree, said this is where I will stand. Long after I fall, I am done wrestling my purpose on this world. I'm just gonna keep giving back even after I'm gone, and I'm sorry if that comes off as selfish. I come from a city where bodies were dropped at the gates of my school. I'm just worried of how much infinity is snuffed from us, of all the breath we draw and is still not heard today. I promised I would own each earth because the work is never done. I hope you keep writing. Hope you die with ink spilling from you, seeking revenge or truth raw on your throat. So when the autopsy comes, they won't know what to make of your eternity. I hope you make this your final choice. Even if they try to rob it from you, and trust me, they will always try to rob it from you. They won't ever unearth you unless you let them, though. And I hope you still blossom in your metaphor. Hope you sign yourself into everyone's memory. Hope someone honors your ink and makes a painting, a canvas, a mural out of you. Hope you're creatively writing when you grind across tectonic plates. Your bones are always ready for this aftermath. Hope you stitch your story in the sky out of reach. All dead poets, a symmetry of the life told in truth. Keep writing.
I love that poem so much.
It's an important message.
That's very weird. Hearing my voice.
Give it up for the poet.
Woo!
And judges, I need your scores.
How has everyone been doing for this 30 for 30?
I got 1 score.
Very productive because I'm unemployed.
I got 3 scores.
Oh, so
got
you
4
are
scores.
you are
got
doing
5
30 for 30.
scores.
Yes.
Audience, let them know how
How's that
you
going?
feel. We got a low of
It's going really well. I've actually been writing
6.4.
more than one poem.
Goes up to a
and just posting one,
7.0,
so I'm in
a
over
7.1,
there.
8.2, and a 9.0.
Anyone
Fuck
else?
the
How
scores.
has
Give it up
their,
for the
30
poet.
for 30 been going?
All right. I just want to remind folks, let's make sure that when a poet is up here, that we're respecting the mic.
Oh, that
remember when Reggie had to say that.
Yo, if you're watching this and you like to talk while other people are doing poetry, do everyone a favor and shut the fuck up. No one is here for your conversation. No one cares what you think in that. It's about the motherfucker that signed up to get on stage and have courage to speak their truth. Shut the fuck up for 3 minutes. It's 3 fucking minutes. Y'all was those niggas that got sent to the principal's office.
We got Alex
Much in class.
from Love.
I'm gonna be your motherfucking kindergarten teacher. Stop playing with me.
Give it up for Tiana.
Those are some interesting words. Those are fighting words. Hey, look, it's Tiana.
We love this poet.
We do.
We have no
wow,
choice
Brett.
but to stand.
Wow, my shit looks slick.
You're right.
I already
Lame.
know not to be irritated with this performance, so at least my hair laid.
Hey, you
This
lit.
outfit,
You
though.
hella lit.
The first and only memory of my grandmother. She was pointing at me, muttering something in Spanish. My cousin, familiar with my ears and English tongue, translates. You can't leave the house looking like a witch, a bruja. The woman wraps her hands around a brush like arsenal, like she is preparing for an overdue battle, cages me between her knees and tries to pull the magic from my scalp, but little does she know, brushing dry hair only makes my blackness grow louder, more impenetrable. As she tugs at all the knots that keep my Afro-Latini dad together, I wonder if she's ever tried to wash the black off my grandfather's back. Wonder what God she prayed to when her sons came out light-skinned, when they used nigga as a slur instead of a term of as black like a curse. You know that's how you say it when you take up all the space on the TV screen. Only bring black people on when you need a villain or something to fear. Think black mockery a step towards to success. You forgot we are the ones who gave you your feet. And you say you like Latinas with attitude. So I swallow all my identities and out comes a deep ancestral rage. I'm talking Atlantic Ocean deep. Hispaniola was a stop on Columbus's voyage deep. 6 million black people in Dominican Republic deep. Black girls been screaming for centuries in every language deep. She tries to coerce my hair into a ponytail, and it snaps at the rubber band until it breaks. She's cursing now, trying to summon it all into obedience, but I'm the witch. My hair now flying, the brush a broomstick. I make a fluster of her whiteness. Her hands ain't never had to work this hard, and somewhere an ancestor is praise dancing while peeling back the skin of a plantain, prepping a feast for me and all the kids who refuse to live unseen. If I'm a bruja, then I must come from the covens you just can't seem to shake, the ones you've tried to cast yourselves into. I mean, who you think taught you to cook your food like that, bang your drum like that? Who you think gave you bachata and merengue? I told you we are the ones who gave you your feet. Our lineage shows nothing but offerings, and yet you still try to hush me for being too everything at once. Think my hair too greedy, taking up all the moisture in the air. You think I'll leave you choking, chained to your terror? I don't know why you think that. I'm not evil. I'm just a bruja.
Like that, Tiana.
Keep that round of applause going for Tiana.
On a tangent, I can never like hear the word bruja like by anybody.
I need
and,
your
and like think of like that one episode of iCarly where Freddie's like brouhaha. I'm just tangent. Sorry, don't ignore me.
Oh, that's what you think of.
We got a low of an 8.1.
Interesting.
Goes up to an 8.8. An 8.9, a 9.1, and a 9.2.
So Tiana, what inspired you for this poem?
What inspired me?
All right, moving right along on deck.
We
have Ambrose.
Was a class assignment. I don't really remember what the assignment was, but I kept in my program, I kept having to teach people about anti-blackness and the erasure of Afro-Latinx folks, and that's how this poem came about.
Wow, I wonder who that could be.
Did all the slammers go like all in a row?
I don't know. I didn't plan that if it happened.
Code switch. Basically, we learn to act white to survive. Like, I talk differently around my brown friends than my white ones. My white friends also talk different around their brown friends and their white ones. The difference is it's a luxury code switch to be cool, and brown people switch to white language is survival necessary assimilation to be accepted within the systems of this society. We learn to act white to survive because whiteness is seen as professional, while our cultures are called ghetto by the people who pushed us into the ghettos and are happy to keep us there when we don't perform that switch for them, like my grandparents being beat for speaking Spanish at school, growing up and teaching their kids to not speak Spanish at all. Code switch is our existence as it becomes a performance for the colonizers, like trying to conjure compassion from my dad for immigrants, and he says, I'm not Mexican, I'm American. Switch, well, Dad, I'm shook. You code switched so hard, I guess you changed our fucking DNA, and I am mad at him, but what else can he really say? Our family has been exploited in the generations-long cultural genocide that's required to make it here. From from backbreaking labor in the fields for a nation that didn't want us to stay past picking season, to turning our backs on each other once we finally got past the gates, like 25% of Latinos supporting Trump, switch, clinging so fucking steadfast to a nationalism that does not cling back to our skin, a nationalism that hunts and kidnaps our people to send them back to another part of our own fucking land. Code switch is some tricky shit. Sometimes it straight up takes our people, fuck ICE, so it is safer to identify with the Euro colonizers of this land than with each other, and Stockholm Syndrome still has the upper hand, like whole nations and their people being named Hispanic. Like dog tags of our colonizers still strapped too tightly around our necks. Fuck being called Hispanic. You know, before the Europeans came to save us, still our resources execute us in mass and destroy our land. My people had our own rituals and foods and whole towns and leaders that looked like us and so many other things that I will never truly know. And also LA was Mexico, but Code Switch being on some tricky shit stills a city, stills a country, and then stills your whole damn culture to sell it back to you. Like the white lady with dreads at the gym teaching people how to dance with no rhythm to my culture's music, watering it down and making money off of it. More Code Switch is this whole continent being raped into Christianity, our indigenous practices and beliefs stripped and replaced by a white Jesus, splayed across the crucifix statue and facing out towards a fully fucking brown congregation. Code Switch being on some tricky shit says don't question it, just take the subconscious message. It's that white isn't just the standard, white is God-like. Code Switch is losing our heritage and breaking our backs, trying to reach back to grab it. So fuck a Code Switch for a colonizer audience. Best to trade it in for a mouth weaponized on speaking, on breathing, on screaming until we are heard, because we are still here and we have always belonged here.
Keep that round of applause going for Alex. All right, judges, I need your scores.
So, Alex, you want to tell us a little more about that poem, or?
Makes a dream work. All right, let me know how you
what inspired that poem actually ended up getting edited out of it. I was thinking about this dish my mom makes called sweet rice, and I didn't know until I was like, I don't know, maybe 22 years old, that there's another name for that. It's called arroz con leche, and I had never even heard it in Spanish, even though it's like been passed down through generations, because I'm a generation and my family hasn't spoken Spanish starting with my parents, because my grandpa used to get hit at school, and I think the other one too. Both sides of my family are from the same city, so what happened along the generations was pretty similar. We've been here for like 100 years. So then that just got me thinking on how much, I don't know how much I'm missing or how much has changed, how much assimilation and trying to fit in has done that. And so, yeah, that line eventually got taken out, which is kind of funny, but that's how it started.
Cider, wine.
Poems evolve in weird ways.
Yeah.
Hot water. And it's okay if you don't drink.
You hate watching myself. Do you guys like watching yourself?
Nobody buy me a drink. I think someone bought me a drink after this, but nobody buy me a drink.
I might have bought you a drink that night.
If anything, buy me a drink.
Yeah. But also buy a drink. So like,
how do people feel about people buying them drinks, free drinks?
Yeah.
I love it.
On deck.
I have to know the person.
But give Max
double IPA, folks, every time.
Start clapping.
I remember.
For Ambrose!
I love it when there are people I don't know that get on the mic.
I feel like
thing in its quiddity, self-same stupidity.
I don't think that counted towards like the inclusion of the word of the day. I think they just like were like, here's a great line for that.
This is a burning song.
But he did use the word. Did that count?
You can't just use it as a title.
Burning song.
You put it into your poem.
It has to be like worked
Never
like,
burning
organically
fire.
Into the poem.
Such wise every second, every day. Liquor burning, down it goes.
Damn.
Keeping quiet in the throes. Conversation, turning words, at every turn a human face. In every voice an inner burning, smoke burning the eyes. And light another cigarette, lick of human flame. World turning round a sun in the human frame. And here it comes, another seer in the human form. Does he want another beer? Does it keep him warm? And under the volcano, the atmosphere is so hot. We survive by learning each what he has not. And flesh is but a mockery burning on the pyre. And laughter isn't laughter, just more screaming from the fire. And diamonds are a girl's best friend. So have a can of beer. I don't want you to want one, can't be bothered standing here. But the fire has a tendency, a definite direction, a burning as it wants to burn past all circumspection. And in the dark, the match won't light to give it an inflection, another conflagration ever burning in the night. And leave it to some spoiled brat for himself to set aright the keloid scars of suffering in imitative flight. And liars fleck their spittle, exhorting those who burn. Like themselves, they pose a riddle in a deferential turn. To a God who, if they saw him, would unlearn them of their sin. As they voice asphyxiation, sun burning from within. And each day's a little hotter in the cold, cold world we live. And we can't escape the fire but to give back what they give. And who are they? They're burning, and the beer bottle is hot. They know not for what they're yearning, but the flames in which they're caught. Thinking it's quiddity, self-same stupidity.
Wow, he threw the paper down.
Give it up for the poet! All right, judges, I need your scores.
So, Pages, how did you feel about this slam?
Say that one more time.
How did you feel about this slam? As someone watching it the day of.
Man, so usually when I'm prepping for an event, you know what I'm saying, I usually like to be able to just be as chill as I possibly can be, and have just kind of a moment to be able to just take everything in. So by the time I get to the event, I'm super relaxed. And so I was like, yo, in the spot, the fan is here, music is nice because Tino getting on the music, and yeah, we had a good time, and it was loud. So shout out to also a dope host. That's always great. Oh, buddy.
Here we go. It's a poem.
What up, Prophet?
It's a poem.
Twitter rant. Our zeitgeist is lost in the windows of our imaginations. When the end comes, who will be there to remember our legacies? What intelligences will fathom the quiddity of our existence? There is no blue fairy to transform the internet into a real boy, a Pinocchio theory for our age. For not even Jiminy Cricket could create a better soundtrack to our lives, like The baby boom must birth a lost generation to be marked with an X on the shores of memories whose music will never be found because we pirates who pirate too much, downloading updates that don't last forever. We aren't thinking far enough. We aren't breathing hard enough to spew dragon breath Mount Vesuvius, to plant Pompeii in our palms, to be red inked in the mistakes of genocide and homicide. Our fingers have circled the dial too many times not to know. Papyrus parchments, parliament lost arguments. Our children may never know the history that will eventually repeat itself. So give me an iPhone to phone home to that. They say people die, but their concepts live on. But if the concept is only on their blog, then who is really living? This world is one pull of the plug away from destruction, life support.
Yeah, that's always a nightmare when that happens.
Damn. I hate it when that shit happens.
Oh, wow. He went off mic.
I like it because I like to see how people bounce back.
Same.
That's true.
Well, like last night took a nap, but tonight they bounced back.
So the funny thing is about this particular poet, I think I was Facebook friends with him for like 3 years before finally meeting him this night.
Aww.
Either that or we met in 2017, which means I was shit-faced drunk when we met.
Yeah, so have any of you had this happen to you where the mic just fails? How do you deal with it?
At Rust Belt last year, me and another poet, Colin, had a group piece, and we got maybe 2 or 3 lines into our group piece before we realized that Colin's mic was not on. So it's just about like adjusting. So like if the mic fails and it's a solo piece, you're going to have to be louder and project. Don't like stop and pause and like freak out, because like people see that. You want to act like nothing happened, even though something catastrophic happened. I don't know what the word for that is. Catastrophic.
I mean, this poet handled it pretty well, it seems.
Pretty well. Like, tried to put the mic together, which is something you can try, and then was like, fuck it. This is taking too long. That was perfect handling of such a shitty situation.
We really should get a better mic.
This person's hair, though, you're just so fantastic.
That is nice hair.
My hair goals, though.
What do you look for in hair pages? That's a creepy question.
The only correct answer is the hair nappy and is it happy? If you can say yes to both, it's good hair.
Oh, wow, look at you.
This whole quarantine situation. I don't think it's happy, but it's real nappy.
Judges, I need your scores.
Yeah, quarantine. How's everyone's quarantine going?
Oh,
get me the fuck out of here.
Tiana, I've seen you've been tweeting like sleeping at really late, waking up late.
7.3.
Yeah, this is trash. My sleep schedule. It's like I'll get up early-ish, like 2 days in a row, and then the third day I wake up at 2 in the afternoon. I can't go to bed before like 3. I usually go to bed around 5.
Okay.
It's tragic,
so I know
honestly.
we talked about the bar, but who here knows?
Speaking of late nights, it's you're like 3 hours away, right, Pages?
They have so much good food over there. It's ridiculous.
Hello,
I'm
Pages?
a slut for the
They
mac
might be
and cheese.
on right now.
I'm not getting any of these right.
Have some, but I'm wondering if I could have some. Alora, can I get some mac and cheese, please? Thank you. You're amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Alora's amazing. The kitchen is amazing.
Laura
Don't
is
sit up here
amazing,
being hungry. It's Black History Month. You in my black ass house. I'm not letting you sit here and not be fed. So go to the kitchen, support the kitchen, feed yourselves.
What are people's favorite thing
we will
at the
continue
Plough to
on
get?
with the show. On deck, we have Kalalia. But give
I
maximum
love getting the
love to
wings
the
there, hands down.
coming up on stage. Give it up for Nicole Tracy.
Nicole.
Oh, that's me.
What's your favorite thing to get at the Plough, Nicole?
For food, I really like their mac and cheese. I'll also occasionally get their cheesy garlic bread. For drinks, I love their lemonade or any of their ciders.
Be something in between two things and told you are not enough of either. Ducks call you a beaver and beavers will always call you a duck, and neither of them want you to be both. Both want to put the other part of you on trial and see which part of your quiddity they will still call innocent. I know the ache of wishing you could turn your fur to feathers, wishing your tail could shrink. I know we share the same ache of wanting to be just one thing, just so we don't get asked the same question over and over again. I know how it feels to lose your voice when we get asked to pick one. I know you want your identity to be easy for others to take in. How many ducks called you a beaver before you corrected them? How many jokes did you make at the expense of your own identity because it made it easier to be around someone else? I know some days you feel more duck than beaver, and other days you forget ducks even exist, but most days you wish you could swing your tail and knock out anyone who says you're only a duck and peck away anyone who says you're just a beaver. Have you ever forgotten what a quack sounds like? Forgotten what your own voice sounds like, surrounded by noise meant to do just that? Well, guess what, platypus? Don't forget about your venom. Don't settle for just being a duck or just being a beaver when you are so much greater than being equal to just one of them.
So why a platypus of all the animals?
Keep that round of applause going for Nicole Tracy.
So it was inspired by a workshop actually at the Berkeley Slam. Folks that are watching, go to the workshops. They're amazing. You'll get awesome pieces like that. And I'm biracial, so I often get that, oh my goodness, you look so exotic. What are you? And like very patronizing things like that. And says like, dear God, you would think they had never seen someone who was biracial before. Like, what the hell? And so the poem from the workshop was about a person talking to a pit bull and basically like, I know people think that like you're dangerous, you're not this, that, and the other thing. And so it's kind of like, oh, okay, like what animals confuse people? And I was like, duh, a platypus.
Can't find you. Yeah.
Is
Make
a confusing
sure you have
animal.
your number in a visible place and don't
Really
forget it
adorable,
so
though.
our kitchen staff can
Absolutely. And when like people first discovered them, they were like, no way, you have just sewn three animals together. This doesn't actually exist.
Love y'all. But on
What
deck,
is the plural of platypus?
Platypi.
Right. Thank you.
Platypi.
What is the plural of Prius?
Definitely platypi.
A car accident.
Let them know how you
Reggie,
feel. We got
why?
a low
No.
of a 7.8.
It's horrible.
Goes up to a 7.9.
Did anyone hear that?
An 8.3.
Toyota can fucking sue me.
8.6 and a 9.1.
Please don't sue me. I'm broke as hell. Please don't sue me.
Wait, did the rest of you hear that?
Closed. They can't sue you anyways.
But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on the
Really
slam.
called the plural
Give it
of
up
Prius
for
a car accident.
They're not
It's
wrong.
Kalalia.
Kalalia.
Woo.
Yeah. Kalalia is not with us right now, but she's one of the organizers of the Berkeley Poetry Slam.
You seem mad cool.
An ode to my addictions or my unfinished suicide note. I am in a room alone, engulfed by people, drowning in all their quirks and quiddities. There is a bar. It is packed to the point of spilling. I have a purse full of smokes, one tucked behind my ear and one already etched into my lungs. Sometimes a plastic carcass filled with snow sits in anticipation of my nose hairs. Sometimes a glass filled to the brim with sorrow expectations lies in wait of my every swallow. Sometimes I live in a hidden corner to oblige both of them. And even when I escape liquid and powdered containment, the world around me is infested with a sticky green forest that is forever set ablaze. The smoke irritates my eyes. I slow to a sloth's crawl. My brain becomes encased in molasses, and I want to flee from everyone thinking faster than me. I guess today that means I want to leave living to those more capable than I. I'd rather be a fond memory sooner than end up drowning my woes in a pile of powder later. If I exist in a world where my vices do, I cannot escape them. I will become them eventually. I already exist as an empty stomach begging for more, a bleeding liver begging to stop, and a pair of coughing lungs that can't get in a word between them. I can't stand this. This gaggle of flesh and bones encapsulated in a leathery bag. It sits in the centerpiece of a bar flooded with sorrowful souls, all wanting to take a hit of Calalia, first of her name. One of the few drugs I don't partake in willingly. If only I was addicted to myself. If only I could finish this note. But I know that to complete this final statement means to impart my lovesick addictions onto those that care for me instead of bearing them myself. In death, I would become what I already am in life, another drink in my honor. Another toke with my name written on the paper, another hit of anything and everything that helped send me to an early grave. I still love the things I know are not good for me. Because I am not good for me. If for no other reason than saving my mother the burden of burying me, I guess I'll attempt to be, despite already knowing the outcome. I know that one day I might fail. One day I may lose this battle against myself. One day I will finish writing my own eulogy. But at least I'll die trying.
Keep that applause going for the poet.
So I think.
All right.
This is up next.
Judges, I need your scores. I got 1 score, 2 score, 3
Pages,
score.
what is your
Can I get a 4 score?
like thoughts? Like usually like the first
4 scores,
the last
5
few minutes
scores.
before you
Let
come
them know
up for
how
a
you
feature.
feel. We got a low of an 8.5. Goes up to an 8.6. Give it up for the poet.
Well, I wasn't nervous. Definitely was not that. Yeah, I just kind of I came through. I didn't usually do set lists. I don't usually have set lists, so I kind of just was seeing what the crowd was like and feeling the energy of the space, and then going from there. The energy was good. I usually have one poem that I always start off with, and then but how I finish and everything else between that is unknown, except for when I do Dracu's.
Oh yes, the Dracu's. Oh, I was wrong. There is one more poet.
Those Dracu's were hella fire.
I love the Dracu's. I love the Dracu's.
List at the bottom of your resume.
Aubrey Graham from Degenerates.
Spanish, I'm putting on my cape and mask, ready to swoop in and save the world. The person ahead of me in line having difficulty translating their return becomes a call to step in and offer assistance. My powers include the ability to make someone smile, sometimes just by telling them, "No te preocupes, hablo español." It only took years and years of straddling different cultures and not quite fitting into any of them, not even having the proper pronouns to refer to myself by, constantly fighting machismo and anti-blackness to culminate to the quiddity of my existence. Switching into Spanish is like unlocking a part of me. I can finally make my puns and joke about how I pronounce things kind of funny. No one can quite name what kind of accent I have. I can talk about the different kinds of love. Speaking Spanish reminds me of spending time with my family in Panama, suffering through church and Sunday school, and the carne asadas afterwards.
Reminds me of my dad getting so emotional he couldn't speak English. Like the time he told my brothers and I he was moving back to Panama with held back tears in his eyes. I remember the years of silence afterwards. I've had a whole existence in Spanish that my English speaking friends will just never know. While English will always still be my default, my Spanish speaking self is my alter ego. It's one way I make a difference. It's my superpower.
Keep that round of applause going for Kiki.
Nice. So
All
now
right,
Paige is up.
judges, I need your scores. I got 1, got 2, I got 3, 4, 5. All right. Let them know how you feel. We got
Any other multilingual people here?
Yeah, I see what you did. Contrary
I know
to
sign
popular
language,
belief,
but I'm
I
not
can't
nearly
read.
as fluent as I used to be.
We got a low of a 7.9.
Same.
To an 8.1, an 8.3.
Wait, shout out to Jarvis for the flower clip, though.
Give it up
Oh, that was from Jarvis?
Yes.
That makes sense. Jarvis is always wearing the flower clips.
So the first
I love Jarvis so much.
We were just giving them out.
Now,
Oh, I am a polyglot.
our feature tonight.
Oh yeah, Pages, you speak
You can clap
French,
for that.
right?
That's enough right
Yes,
there.
I speak a few. Got about
Don't know why you're clapping.
4 or 5 in the fluent department. And
he's so fucking dope.
I need to I'm just way out of practice, but I used to know a little bit of German, but that's pretty much dead because I'm so out of practice. I haven't been speaking German with anyone. And then Japanese, well, mainly the only thing that kind of keeps my somewhat, I can understand some things, but I can't really speak it. But that's mainly because I watched so much anime that literally anime then got me to get a one of those kind of like Rosetta Stone situations in a book to start learning Japanese. Because I was like, one day I might go to Japan and I want to go there and maybe live there. And yeah.
And that's why we watch
So
sub.
those are the languages. My goal is to learn 10 languages before I die. That's my goal. Now, am I going to reach that goal? Joe no say. But,
and 5, Folk Life Festival, and the
but yeah,
never know.
that's the goal.
Art Festival. He
It's
has
a lot of
performed across
languages.
the world in
Would you have you
Canada,
ever
Brazil,
performed or
Costa Rica,
featured in
France,
Japan?
Sweden, UAE.
No,
He is
not at all. Not at all.
Oh, we had one poet.
Never been to Japan.
Oh, you've never been?
Anime
Never been
fanatic,
to Japan.
a professional
But it's on my bucket list.
To
So you're a professional hugger. Wow.
Yes, yes, I am. Very professionally known in the world of professional hugs.
That line of work must be tough right now, though.
Oh man! Oh man! There is no money right now.
This is one of the few features that have snapped me out of hosting mode immediately. Like, it's sometimes hard to switch into viewer mode, but your feature immediately like, oh shit, I gotta pay attention to this.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yo, my skin is popping. My goodness.
Share the skincare routine.
You are looking beautiful, man.
Wow, thank you, love. Thank you.
Yeah, shining, and then like the glasses.
Beautiful, beautiful. My name is Paige. It's Matam. Thank y'all so much.
Oh, the hair was dead. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
The suit with the checkers.
Come on.
The light blue tint at the bottom.
Yes.
So
and then the chains and the woo. That was a good night. I showed up for y'all, Berkeley Slam. I just want y'all to know.
Yes, well, it is eternal now because we are watching you.
Yes,
So we're glad you came with an
My
outfit.
favorite pastimes include securing the bag.
Yes.
Minding my own business while smoking a lot of weed.
Yes.
And making white people uncomfortable. Those are like my favorite pastimes. Yes. Happy.
What an affirmation.
Yes.
Yeah, so y'all ready to have a good time? Y'all ready? Can I get a drum roll, please? Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Drum roll.
I love this way of starting a feature.
Beyonce voice, you ready?
So this is for the days.
Yeah, it's a
This is for the days when poetry becomes reconstructive surgery for a gaping spirit. Where prayers go where our hands cannot. Where my black may be the color of reason and my name could snap a trigger for all of the loved ones who did not come home. For all of the times I had to undo the hurt, how I became my own church and my eyes cried a new religion. For all of the times they told me to pray instead of just asking, are you okay? For all of the times I had to learn how to offer myself back to myself again. There will be many of these days when you'll feel beaten down by the weight of your own galaxy, like you're a shooting star emptying its clip in the sky on a celestial drive-by, but can't nobody tell you how to defy. Can't nobody tell you how to be fly. Can't nobody try to clip your wings when you never needed them to leave gravity behind. This world's favorite song will try to dance your flesh into an illusion, but your skin is made of dreams that turn into psalms, that turn into laughter, that turn into a song. So sing, y'all. Sing for all of the times they try to silence your thunderous cry, and if they throw you shade, peel back your name and show them how it is a sunrise. It is a reason to wake up every morning. You are always a reason to wake up every morning, because the morning ain't always been kind. The morning ain't always been faithful. But mama said, speak through your actions. She said, speak through your art. She said, you came from me, so you've been celestial from the start. Know that when this world feels like a flood, your tongue can be the ark. So learn their streets and their languages, but never forget the language of your heart. Adina Seba, l'anglais lingana titi. Mwende na di pa bol pa l'anglais. L'anglais n'est que ma 4e langue. English is only my 4th language. It is the baby of the family. It is the one my mouth spoils, favorite by default, who may one day be sold off by all of its siblings in hopes to never return, because all of my other tongues have grown so jealous. In my country of Cameroon, we have over 200 dialects. That's over 200 ways to say love, to say family, to say I belong to something that does not want to kill me, that does not want to siphon the gold from my flesh or the stories from my bones. You know, I was a house once, full of stories. One for this American dream. The other is me still trying to translate the catacomb accents of my parents' tongues when they would say, you have become so American now. I know what they mean to say is deport all of that tribe from your mouth. You talk like them now. You walk like them now. No more of that Yaoundé Cameroon stuck in my teeth. Now everything tastes like the steps to unbirthing a country, which is to say that America has a way of killing everything it comes from. A passport can feel like a smooth stamped death sentence. So I learned early how to fold myself into a flag, how to stitch myself a newly striped name, a new set of stars. I was always able to pass through customs, but my tongue had to stay behind, which is to say, I remember when I was too black for Africans and too African for blacks, but all a meaningless story in America. My name was thick and chemically enhanced amendments. My name was wishing for a white picket flesh while living with Section 8 bones, which is to say that you can be a house, but America has a way of reminding you that you are not a home. You're only the debris, the aftermath, the constant reconstruction, the projects. They will say that you don't belong in the country that doesn't even belong to itself. But oh, America, I mean, show us your papers. I mean, who documented your dream? I mean, can the attack dogs still smell the unalienable right from my brittle and marginalized skin? Because I know that the bullet does not care which side of the ocean I am from. It will swim through my body all the same. It will try to make a home of me until my name is but a salted exit wound. But I know that my tongue is still patiently awaiting for my return. But I wonder if I will still feel like a stranger in my own house, which is to say, I hope to one day grow up to become a language that is always worth coming home to. How y'all doing? Y'all good?
I love this transition.
Thank you, thank you. Can I get a water?
You took us to church on a Wednesday night.
Water
on
is
a
awesome.
Wednesday. Yes, I
water.
It was Bible study.
The building. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for having me.
God is good every day. Hold up.
That poem is so near
Earlier
and
when
dear.
y'all was talking about it, Pages, you are absolutely fine. Good Lord.
Oh, why? Thank you. Thanks.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Oh my gosh.
Double amen.
You are fine too. Whoever just spoke, you are fine too. Yes.
That I like. I'm writing work in a language that.
Shout out to this medley of poems. That was actually like 3 different poems put together into this unified being.
And
you really like fused a lot of like everything just kind of flowed.
So I've been
yeah.
That I like. I hold.
Like I remember you just like talking and then like suddenly a poem. Like, oh, we're in a poem now.
Giving a bit more of that work. In the coming times. But before we get there, speaking of languages and family and all of these things, I want to dedicate this next poem to my little niece. She is 6 years old. She is one of the cutest human beings in the universe.
Oh, is this the Mario Kart one?
But she's cuter.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's a big.
Is there like a poster of that? I would definitely buy a poster of that.
Yeah. Like I will bust your ass, just letting you know right now. Just letting you know. So you know, my niece just finally recently just like beat me in Mario Kart. So this poem is dedicated to her. The poem is called An Elegy for the Mario Kart Blue Shell. No! Thank you.
That's it. That is all we have here.
So what was the inspiration for that poem? What was your writing process like?
I told my niece.
Oh man, I went through a series of limericks and villanelles. Had to study a few Shakespeare sonnets. And just to come to just 2 letters. Because I was just like, no, I'm not doing any of that. Just no. And Mario Kart, I love Mario Kart. Mario Kart is fantastic. Mario Kart is a thing that brings the people together. So I was just like having this moment and thinking about like what was the most recent moment where Mario Kart pissed me off. And I remember that moment was playing with my niece. And so I just was like, I'm just gonna make it like a short poem that I include in my sets whenever I want to make transitions, like what I did here.
Water bugs.
Oh yeah, this is the one where you're like talking and then suddenly
mosquitoes, locusts, definitely on fucking site. Now,
was that planned?
Fun fact: the rainbow
Very much so.
Oh yes, so you do this often.
Known as the toxic beauty.
Okay.
Its skin is adorned with all of the colors of the rainbow to warn predators that they are the most toxic, meaning that the prettier something is, the more dangerous. I was 10 years pretty when my family moved me to the States. In 2010, I was detained because all of the colors of my passport made me a toxic beauty. Suddenly, I was the locust who migrated too far to eat crumbs of American pie until diaspora was a stinger in my throat. So, when the president says immigrants are infesting the US, what he means is they want to make America ugly again. What he means is give me all of your tired, your poor, and I will huddle them in masses until they yearn to breathe free again. Immigration policy for black and brown people is just another form of pest control. So it's on site every time they see us, when all we want to do is go to school, to church, or mind our goddamn business without exterminators being called first to kill bugs dead. They raid us, spray first, then ask for status and humanity later, saying they were afraid for their lives, afraid we were going to be feasting on all of their harvest. But how can we both be lazy and be the lifeblood of the hive when the real buzz is that the American corporate would rather make all of their honey from filling prison beds? So we can't talk about abolishing ICE without also talking about mass incarceration, human trafficking, the war on drugs, stolen indigenous land, and anti-blackness that has harvested bodies from generations of a constitution always being used as pesticides. So maybe we should call racism entomophobia, the irrational fear of bugs, the fear that my uncle has waiting 17 years like a cicada so that he can get his citizenship to be able to fly again, or the fear of a border turned bug zapper as a mother is forced to watch her 19-month-old baby die in her arms. So what else is there to do but adapt? Evolve, take all of the poison the world feeds us and forge it into a gorgeous armor. So we say it's on site for you. Build your wall and we will just fly first class over that motherfucker, over all of this land that you've decided to purge in death. You think that we're afraid to die? You know that every day we shed ourselves just to become again? Do you know what happens to a carcass? When the maggots begin to crawl, when the flies begin to swarm, they eat at everything of the dying thing, even the marrow, just to give it back to the earth so that the earth can become something beautiful again. So we say it's on site for you. We take back all of our pretty language, our culture, and the spices you don't use. We say it's on site for you, America. And you will see how much that God of yours really don't like ugly.
This poem, I love this poem.
This shit home when I saw this live, like, what a great poem. Seriously.
Thank you. Thank you.
This poem is also on Berkeley Poetry Night, so you can always check it out there as well.
Please do, please do.
Whenever somebody says on site, I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them.
I know, right?
Yo.
I'm saying though, it's like practically free with a $15 tax. It's great.
Free with a $15 tax.
So what it is, it's entitled Drake Coos. This is my
people.
personal.
I realized that, like, so I've watched a lot of poetry for a very long time, and people always ask me, "You're such a great host, so you know a lot about like."
Pages, I love how you described how your Drakus came to be.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh yeah. People should hear this. This shit.
The time decided to break up with me. So I was really, really, really sad for the entire tour. And what do you do when you're sad? You listen to Drake. So as I'm listening to Drake, and I'm like, I want to write about this pain because I'm a writer and we like to immortalize our pain, but I don't want to be like Petty Pendergrass all the way through. So I decided to write a series of haikus based off of my feelings that were inspired by Drake, hence Drake haikus, Drakus, ta-da. So I have this book of Drakus. It's 100 Drakus altogether. I'm gonna read, I wrote a lot more than that. I've written at least 400 plus Drakus by now. This is just like the 100 that I decided to put in this first volume of the collection. So I'm gonna read a couple for y'all. Drakus, like just letting y'all know now, Draku number 1 through like 20.
Only 400
when like the pain was still fresh.
Write one haiku.
What
and
distinguishes
shit.
a Drake
And then like
from a
Drake
haiku?
21 through 100 are all like fuck you, I'm the shit, whatever.
It's literally
So,
it's literally just the subject matter. Anything that deals with heartache, love, sex, relationships, just yeah. Anything that feels like some Drakey ass shit, it's a Draku.
Draku number 5, entitled Lessons You Learn from Being in Love with Fire. How did the love that always kept us warm end up burning down our home? Draku number 6, entitled Signed, Sealed, and Pending to be Delivered. Foolish me, I gave you my heart, but you instead returned to sender. Draku number 7, entitled Why I Don't Like Buying Flowers for the Ones I Love. The irony in giving a soon dead thing to show you love someone.
Yo, whoever just
Draku number 8, entitled How My Heart Became Your Kitchen Cutting Board. I took all of the damage as you would prepare meals for someone else.
Ooh.
All right, Jesus. Fuck this sad shit. Let's get petty now. Ooh, well, that one hit you. Hit you deep. Yeah, that's should have seen how I felt. Should have seen how I felt. Oh man. All right. Draku number 24, entitled Yes, I'm Really Bitter because that's the motherfucker you left me for. Really? Really? Like really for real? Like that's him? Really? Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Draku number 32, entitled On Learning to Be Alone. When desperation is a desert, any mouth feels like oasis. Draku number 34, entitled Sometimes Love Makes the Heart a Hotel Room. To be used until someone else comes to clean up after all your mess. Ooh. Oh man, nope, that's too much. Nope. Nope. All right, yep, I'm gonna do this one. Draku 59, entitled You're the Reason I Hate Coconut Oil. True. Coconut oil fixes everything except our relationship. So I'm gonna end with this Draku commercial right here. I'm gonna give y'all one more poem, and then I'm gonna give y'all a couple more Drakus, and then we're gonna get back to this awesome slam. Can we make some noise for your hosts one time, please? Make some noise for Reggie. And then also make some noise for every poet that has such stage tonight.
That's Mike Top. Yeah, that's Mike Top.
This is a live stream.
Always.
Weird. You scented oil shimmering alchemist. You other language of the sexy. You soft, thick thigh tickler. You leader in glazed face assist. You body roll in love below. You tamer of razors and scissors. You most unapologetic poem my chin has ever written. Why would you wait so long to offer me my glow up? To take me from Steve Urkel to Stefan Urkel. To take me from man child to ooh, that man child. Thank you, bearded black Jesus, for the thousands of follicles carrying a soft electric boogaloo, to the caress of hands ever so gently etched in all of its shimmering agreements. So, to all of the members of Beard Gang, remember to gently comb, pick, brush frequently, shampoo and condition, keep the butters on deck because winter is coming. Unless climate change, well, who knows when that happens. All right. But to you, dear Beard, you treasure chest of cuddles, you keratin chorus of hallelujahs, you central garden of proteins, you ultralight fucking beam, I promise to only feed you the most magnificent of oils, berries, and juices, and pledge to always keep you alive and well moisturized, because I've watched so many of us not get to be alive, that is, moisturized by our own deep breaths and smiles, To be a man is to be one who pledges to the divine within themselves and not to what the world needs them to be. To be beautiful and unconventional is not to be a fragile thing. To be so secure in yourself that you can't ever be locked in anyone else's perimeter. To be the flowers rather than the cemetery they sit upon. To be patient and kind to ourselves and leave the battlefield outside of our doors, even when we are still being combed out of existence. Even when we are brushed off, picked off frequently in the night, leaving our mothers and lovers mourning for their sons. Winter never needs to come when we are taught to be cold inside. Avalanche eyes in a mountain of pain you cannot fight or drink or fuck your way through, but Mount Everest ain't got shit on me. So I told the mountain to move, to bow, to fall to its knees, because I got a glowing skin, exfoliate, drink more water, no stress, just shea butter, and a whole lot of yes heaven to get to, because what's more gangster than loving on yourself harder than the world hates you?
That's right.
So how's that beer doing now?
Draku commercial.
Oh, we're doing fantastic. It is glistening and wonderful. Yes.
Ooh, nope.
Oh yes. More Drakus.
Ooh, nope. Draku, number 39, entitled Speaking in Love Languages. I'm fluent in 5 languages. I still want to make your skin my 6th.
That's a laugh. I need to make that a GIF.
Oh man. Ooh, yeah. Draku number 62, entitled This Hurts Me More Than It Hurts You.
Make that one right there, Jeff.
I will absolutely change the Netflix password. Draku number 63, entitled Lessons You Learn on Becoming a Vegetarian. Quinoa reminds me a lot of my ex. I just pretend to like it. Draku number 64, entitled Seabed, or Lessons on Learning How to Drown. Love is getting swept by their current, knowing drown means to be filled too. Ooh, yeah, nope. Not doing that one. Nope.
How do you pick these?
Draku number 83, entitled Masculinity. It should not take you having a daughter to see your roots are rotten. Yeah, and then put hashtag girl dad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Man. It was woo! Hashtag girl dad. Yeah. Yeah. It only took them a week to go back to fuck you. We hate women. Whoa. Oh, Dwayne Wade. Oh, what? Your child has autonomy. What the fuck is that? Draku number 96, entitled And on the 8th Day. First time I saw you, I thought, how could anyone not believe in God? Draku number 97, entitled Unfriendly Fire. When the body is used as a weapon, in time, it always backfires. Draku, number 99, entitled Be Good to Yourself. The self-care is gangster as fuck. You deserve to be loved. You are always worthy of your own happiness. And now I want to end it with one of my favorite Drakus. It's about 2 of my favorite things, gummy bears and sexy time. It's entitled Gummy Love. And it goes like this. If I can find it. Ah, there we go. Making love is like eating gummy bears. Start with head, then do the rest. Thank you.
So a thing about that moment.
Thank y'all so much.
Not find it. I actually never found it, but I just remember the Drake Who. So I just like flipped to a random page and just said it.
So you only know what Drake Who's you want to read, or do you pick most of them randomly?
I always know the one I start with and the one I end with.
I have my last 12 copies.
I always know that. Everything else is
credit, Venmo.
Everything else is however the room is feeling. I always start with the earlier ones because I do that whole dichotomy of like I'm a layered person, so I'll do the super metaphorical ones, and then I'll have fun for the rest of the night and call it a day.
Starry Plough, you know what I'm saying? Support the venue, support the bartenders, support the kitchen. Y'all been so amazing. And give it up for your host, Reggie, one time. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
That's it. That's it. Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of supporting the Plough, doesn't the Plough have a fundraiser up?
Yes, they do actually.
Have a GoFundMe.
Okay.
Yes, the Plough has a GoFundMe right now. If you would like to help keep the Plough open and consequently the Berkeley Slam existing, because we need the Plough, please go support them. Also support local businesses.
But if you like any...
Yeah, we've been at the Berkeley Slam has been at the Plough since like what 1998 and 99, one of those 2 years, and we will continue to be there forever. And yeah, so all your support going towards the Plough would also be really beneficial to this time. Yeah, small businesses are getting hit really hard because of this whole Rona nonsense, but you know, send the link to somebody who has got some money, and you know, we'll make it happen.
By the way, how can we support you, Pages? You have a website, I believe, right?
I mean it.
I do. It's just my first and last name, so Pages, matam.com. Or you can find me on Twitter, Instagram at PAGESOFLE. That's Pages of LE. But yeah, find me, be my friend, buy things, support, send gifts, more gifts.
Oh, there will be gifts.
Donations. Yes, all of that. Please, all of that.
The Drake Who's are up on there, right? The Drake Who book.
I just ran out, so they're. I need to get them back in stock. Once they come back in stock, I'm gonna put them back on the website. Would be available for purchase. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But wow, that was awesome. That was super duper awesome. Shout out to Berkeley Slam and all of you lovely, incredible human beings. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's about my other bedtime.
You're East Coast time, so it must be pretty late for you over there.
Yes, 12:35. Y'all lucky over there living in the past. Okay.
Pages, I feel you. I'm on the East Coast right now.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
What are you doing on the East Coast?
I am hiding out in Erie County with my partner because coronavirus is apparently afraid of the snow and the cold. So
I thought it was afraid of the heat.
Right, you know, that's how we don't know. One day
it's not afraid of black people.
One day is the heat, the next day is the cold, the next day is black people. What do we know? What do we know? Except stay inside and wash your hands.
Yeah, I just hope we get a vaccine soon so that people can start claiming it doesn't work.
Half of America is still going to die because they don't believe in vaccines.
Let's not even talk about it.
Okay, let's not go there. I feel like the comment section is flaring up right now. But
with that
this would be
man, y'all are, y'all are lovely. I was just gonna bow out, but this is cool actually. I really like this. I wasn't sure what the vibe was gonna be like, but this was fun. And like getting some questions, it's like doing like an ESPN breakdown. So something.
Yes. Yeah, I think this is actually a good place for us to stop But thank you everyone for being a part of our first ever Berkeley Slam rewatches.
Yay!
Hopefully we will be trying out some more of these in the future.
Definitely.
Yes, and for those of you listening,
next week we have a show.
Oh yes, next week we have a show. For those of you who are listening, we have a show next week. A virtual slam. And who was the feature again?
Ariana Brown.
Yes.
Like a new slam?
Like a new slam. Yeah, we're gonna be. There is. We just posted it online. We have a link for people to sign up. We're accepting the first 12 poets to sign up, and it's gonna be pay, like, you know, not pay to win, but like you get paid if you win the slam, like how we usually do when we host the show, like, you know, $50 for first place, second. So like we're inviting all poets, like, you know, if you like want to come slam and make some money, sign up. It's gonna be a really good time. We're gonna do it via Zoom. Once we finalize the list, we're gonna send you all the meeting ID and everything. We're gonna verify the judges and all that good stuff. It's gonna be like an actual slam. We're gonna live stream it through all our platforms, like how we did tonight, and it's gonna be it's gonna be amazing. So if y'all want to sign up, the link is in the event bio on Facebook and also in the bio of the Instagram page. So go check it out.
And there is prize money as well, as always.
Prize money, $50 for first place, $30 for second place, and for third place is $20. So come through, sign up, make some money, shake some ass, spit some poems. We're here to support poets making money. I know it's not a lot, but you know, it is somewhat of a steady income, and we'll be doing this on a weekly basis until like we get back to the plan.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep trying cool experiments like this, rewatches and virtual slams in the future. So do keep an eye out for that. Also, check out some of our other Bay Area slams, Bay Poets Unite partners. Rich Oak Alchemy throws a virtual slam every first and third Saturday. It's on Instagram. Gang. And I believe also workshops as well. The Root Slam throws actually every Saturday this month, free workshops, writing workshops on Zoom. And I mean, am I missing anything? Any other online stuff? I mean, Pages, Busboys and Poets is doing virtual slams on Instagram Live as well, right?
Yes, we do an open mic called Busboys on Live from 8 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 to 8 p.m. for you all on Pacific time or West Coast time. On Mondays and Wednesdays, it's an open mic with features. All of them have features. And on Fridays, it's a slam. We do a slam with 8 persons and an open mic and a feature because we have time. So yes. Every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Busboys and Poets Instagram Live.
All right, cool. Is anything else I'm missing? Anyone else have something they want to promote, online stuff during these times?
The Oakland Slam is doing a slam on the 21st of April. We'll post more information about that soon via Instagram, but just letting y'all know that also going to go out there and follow up any prize money for that. For more info, we'll post it on that soon. Follow us at Instagram at Oakland Slam and on Facebook at the Oakland Slam and White Open Mic.
All right.
That's about it.
Well, in that case, we will be closing out for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for showing up, and we will see you next time.
Y'all are amazing.
Peace.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. This is so cute.